This is Sensor Studio, Room 32 with the morning news. Reports indicate the entrance to Iran's Isfahan nuclear facility, suspected of uranium enrichment, has been sealed with sand and soil. The Institute for Science and International Security, a United States think tank, analyzed new satellite images and found all three main entrances to the Isfahan nuclear facility covered with soil. It's not just a simple construction or civil engineering work, but rather a situation where the entrances themselves have been physically blocked, which shows a very strong intention. The Institute for Science and International Security saw this measure as evidence that Iran is seriously worried about possible United States and Israeli airstrikes. Filling facility entrances with soil and sand can absorb some shock and shrapnel from bombings or missile attacks, while also making it harder for special forces to infiltrate, secure nuclear materials, or destroy the facility's interior. In other words, it's seen as a way to prepare for both external strikes and ground infiltration simultaneously. What is even more noteworthy is that there is almost no vehicle movement around the current Isfahan nuclear facility. Normally, a certain level of vehicle activity is observed around nuclear facilities due to the transportation of supplies, equipment movement, and personnel rotation. In the latest satellite images, such traces have significantly decreased. Does this mean that the facility has possibly entered an internal emergency response phase? It is also being suggested that they may have either moved key nuclear assets or nuclear materials to another location, or closed off the core areas inside the facility and minimized personnel at the same time. Interestingly, this isn't the first time Iran has done this. Just before June 2025, the United States launched airstrikes against Iran, prompting Iran to cover its nuclear facility entrances with soil. At that time, it was also analyzed as a protective measure against air attacks, and now that pattern is being repeated almost identically. Such repeated actions are interpreted as a sign that Iran has detected certain military indications or is internally assessing the possibility of an attack as very high. Meanwhile, President Trump is currently continuing negotiations with Iran and emphasizing them, but it's hard to say that military tensions have eased just because the negotiation table has resumed. Rather, it is being evaluated that the typical approach of pushing both negotiations and military pressure at the same time is now in operation. United States strategic assets are still being directly deployed to the Middle East. Key assets such as the Nimitz-class aircraft carrier strike group and the EA-18G Growler electronic warfare aircraft are already continuing operations in the waters around Iran, and airborne early warning aircraft and various reconnaissance assets are also expanding their activities in the skies over the Middle East. In particular, the move to strengthen air defense systems is progressing very rapidly. According to current reports, there is a possibility that air defense assets such as Patriot and Terminal High Altitude Area Defense could be deployed to United States military bases as early as this week. Creating a dense air defense network indicates preparation for both offense and defense, considering the chance of large-scale conflict. The reason the United States military is strengthening its air defense capabilities is because Iran has the ability to operate large numbers of ballistic missiles and drones, and if a conflict breaks out, United States military bases and allied facilities throughout the Middle East could be subject to retaliatory strikes. We should view this situation as a warning that we may be entering a stage where military action is possible. The scene of the nuclear facility entrance being sealed off suggests an attack is possible, so United States and Israeli military actions in the Middle East will likely become even more overt soon. If there are further updates, I will make a video and upload it. This concludes the video. Thank you.